Hello footies and welcome along to your tri-weekly dose of FIFA Ultimate Team podcasting. We are Foot in Review, powered by footcoaching.com. My name is Dan Wimbush and stay with us over the next 45 minutes or so as we round up all of the latest content. We asked the key question, why exactly do we play this game and what do we want out of it? Plus our brand new game show, Rate That Rat. So stay tuned for that and much, much more. I will introduce my co-host in just 1 second, but a big thank you first to all of our Patreons who pledge their support over at patreon.com/footinreview. In particular to our Skybox holders, Emma, Reese, Artem and Daniel. They go that extra mile to pledge the top tier of support. Of course, you get a range of goodies no matter what level you subscribe at, from access to our masterclasses, discount to coaching, merch, goodies, shout-outs, all of that good stuff. And that all starts from as little as £1, €1, whatever your denomination a week, or £5 a month. Head over to patreon.com/footinreview. And also, if you're looking to tweak your game, this is an extra reminder that there is big discounts at coaching over at footcoaching.com. And as an extra special discount on top of all the already discounts, if you spend over €100, you can get an extra 15% off by using the code REVIEW15. And I'll pop that in the show notes. Anyway, let's get on to it. My co-host today, he is the inaugural Foot in Review Community Cup champion for the Xbox. The man who comprehensively beat me. It is Tommy. Tommy, good evening to you, mate.
Good evening, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not so bad. Thanks. Been a while since we've been on the show together. How have you been?
Yeah, well, good, mate. Just keeping busy with my new job and, started playing football again on Mondays, so that's that show out of the way. I can't really do a Monday anymore, so quite limited.
Well, look, it's great to have you on board. And look, as John mentioned on Monday, we're slowly winding down for the summer. This will be the last regular Wednesday show, although we might do some ad hoc ones. So look, let's see Wednesdays off with a bang, Tommy. For the first time in a long time we've done a Wednesday show. No team of the week to talk about. That is done and dusted. But there was just a couple of little content things that have come out in the last 24 hours that I wanted to bring up, because I think EA have stealthily released possibly one of the best SBC players, certainly on a budget they've released for a long time, in Amini Guri. This card for 120,000 coins, Tommy. 4-star, 5-star. He's got the outside the foot shot trait and the finesse shot trait. This card looks fantastic.
Yeah, he looks amazing, to be fair. And like you said, for value for coins, I think it's a 10 out of 10. So I think I'm going to do him just for a super sub, because it was, I believe, the Future Stars card he had this year.
Yeah.
Was every time I didn't do it, but every time I came up against it, it was a very good card.
Yeah, I was sort of looking through the stats to try and figure out, because usually there's a flaw in these cards, and the only thing I could slightly pick up on was the composure at 91. Even then, that's great. Reactions 89, maybe for team of the season standards, is a tiny bit low. But otherwise, I mean, Tommy, can you see the obvious flaw in this card?
No, and I am actually looking at it on Footbin on the webcam, as you can see on my phone. The reactions and the composure, like you said, but with that being said, I've been using Payet, and those are the two of his lowest stats, and you can't really notice it at this point. So that wouldn't concern me at all. I think value for coins wise, it's just an outstanding card, really.
Yeah, I think you could play this card anywhere. I think, again, the composure maybe a teeny tiny bit low compared to team of the season standards, but I don't think this card would let you down. Especially with, 4-star weak foot and the 5-star skills. He's got good agility and balance. He's going to be nimble. And as I said, he's got those two key traits you look for in a striker, the outside the foot shot trait and the finesse shot trait. So I'd very much encourage you to go get this card done. It's obviously a Ligue 1 card, plays for Nice, and he's French. So no shortage of ways to link him in. Flare shot trait as well on him. So high medium work rates, ideal for a winger or for a striker. Average body type, okay, not the best, but go and get this card done, especially if you've been, like myself, Tom, I don't know about you, but I just find myself on picking up these team of the season cards from, say, the off leagues. I've got nowhere to really put them other than Icon Roulette.
I'm a bit different, to be honest, mate, because my club's so dry at the moment. I need to pick and choose my SBCs wisely. So, yeah. But that's what I mean for value for coins. It's one of those where I'll probably pick them up anyway.
Fair enough. Well, he will cost you just one squad, just an 87 rated squad, which is a slight shame because it means there's no pack back, just the player. But again, he's coming in around 120k based on fodder prices right now. So I'd say you can go and get that one done if you can. The other content we've had is the guaranteed Ligue 1 pack, or your guaranteed Lafont pack for most of us. The only slight surprise on this, Tommy, is it's actually cheaper than the La Liga one, being because that was an 87 rated squad. This is just an 86 rated squad. I was a little bit surprised in that.
Yeah, I actually haven't checked it, to be honest, because I haven't played the game for a couple of days. But yeah, you would have thought this would have been more expensive. So no complaints here again on that one.
Yeah,
Value for coins.
coming in just under 100,000 coins. As I said, in all honesty, you will probably get Saliba, Terrier, Guendouzi or Lafont. But look, you've got to buy a ticket to win the raffle, and you never know when that Messi or Neymar's going to pop out. And I said, with fodder being so cheap still at the moment, it's well worth your go. Various other little SBCs and challenges out. So again, lots to be getting on with tonight. But enough of content. We're going to move on to our first sort of featured topic of tonight's show, Tommy. And I was thinking about this when doing the Golden Goal Cup earlier. And I think I got through the whole thing, my 5 games, in the space of about 15 minutes. And it got me to thinking, well, why exactly am I playing FIFA overall? Is it for just the thrill of just picking up easy, quick wins? Or do I like to be sort of challenged? Do I like to prove myself, get better at the game? So it's that kind of age-old battle of, quick hit or sort of long-term satisfaction. Where do you kind of fall? What gets you the biggest buzz playing FIFA?
So I like the first half of the game to be the first part of the game, for me to see how good I am. So I like the competition. I like playing elite to as hard as I can go. But now at this point, I just want to play for fun. I haven't actually. I'm on 43 games for rivals for the season, which for me, as most people know, is really low. And I just think if I got an hour, I don't want to just be sweating against someone.
Yeah, it's a trick.
Daily knockout cup style. If I match a good player, that would be fine. But then 2 games you're going to smash someone. Odds on.
Yeah, so
that would be the perfect scenario.
It's an increasingly tricky one because as we've got into team of the season, obviously everybody has been picking up these super juice squads. So even if you were, say, I don't know, an arbitrary, if you're a 6 out of 10 FIFA player and you consider yourself an 8 or a 9 out of 10 FIFA player, that 6 out of 10 FIFA player is going to automatically be bumped up just because he's got better AI controlled players. He's got quicker players, stronger players, faster players. So it's harder to maintain that skill gap. So the sweat factor is just going to increase because it's not like, back in December where, some people were still running gold squads or with, slightly rubbish informs. You can pick up, I said, a card like Guri. I mean, that card, if that had been released in January, would have been costing you, 750, probably 1 million coins. You can pick him up easily now. So it is quite tough when that skill gap seems to disappear.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been playing Weekend League, but it's the same. As you're saying, you can tell you're clearly the better player. And I'm not to be big-headed, but the AI movement on the defence at the moment is absolutely insane. At this point, when it's like this, to what you've said, you probably actually do need, after a certain month or team of the season, say, to go back to open matchmaking.
Yeah.
So then actually, good players will win their games. Bad players, they'll lose more, but then when they play against each other, the game should be more open in theory.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I think back in the day on FIFA, when you were playing like Kickoff and certainly in PES as well, the matchmaking was just based on team strength. So if you had a 5-star team, you'd play a 5-star team, maybe a 4.5-star team. Whereas obviously it's all based on sort of record, divisions and things like that. So I quite like that idea actually. If once you get to team of the season, the matchmaking then just switches. Although I guess for rivals players, a lot of people do want to challenge themselves and do want to be better. So I don't know, maybe if there was a switch or something like that you could change the matchmaking would be handy.
Or they could have it just as a friend. I like the friendly mode because you're playing the. You said you're playing the Golden Goal Cup, I believe it's called.
Yes.
I haven't touched it because it's all the French league, isn't it?
Yes, you have to have a full league and a team.
Whereas they could have just put the exact same game mode in, but so you can just use your regular team. I don't even want the packs, just a short fast-paced, fun game mode with a bit of open matchmaking.
I mean,
Like the 3 games when we had the 3-minute halves, that was
yeah.
brilliant.
I was going to say, I'm disappointed that mode hasn't continued. And yeah, you're right. I mean, the Golden Goal Cup is frenetic. Very few games go past 15 in-game minutes because
Right, yeah.
chances are, as I said, I got through my 5 games in like 15, 20 minutes earlier. So it's good for packs and for, a quick hit. And with it being open matchmaking, more often than not, you find you win more than you lose. So again, you get that quick hit. And I guess the comparison is Weekend League before this season. They changed it. Is in those first 10 games, didn't you? You had that open matchmaking. If you were a decent player, more often than not, you'd be going sort of 7, 8, 9, even 10-0.
Yeah, I lost very rare for me, but I think I lost 5 on the bounce the other day. And this is like early on, so I'm like 6-0 or something. And then I lost 5 in a row, which is just, I think I lost a lot of them as well by 1 goal.
Yeah.
And it was, I couldn't break down the AI defence. Keepers were saving the shots. And then, yeah, they had 1 or 2 shots and won a game, which that's football for you. I know that. But like you said, that wouldn't happen a few weekend leagues ago.
Yeah. Well, and especially for last year's game and the games before when it did seem to be open matchmaking for at least the first 5 or 10. But I mean, what do you prefer, Tommy? Do you like to be able to sort of get to a position where you're well up in ELO and then you're just facing hard opponent after hard opponent? Or again, would you rather it just be a completely steady stream of you never know whether you're going to get a top 100 player or a bottom 100 player?
If we're going on a whole cycle, as in I had to choose, I would go with the open matchmaking every day of the week, like. Because I played other games as well, like used to play Call of Duty. They put matchmaking into that now, into the public lobbies, which was basically where you went to noob stomp. And you can't actually even do that now because if you've got such a high kill death ratio, you get matched with other players with a high kill death ratio. Like, I understand it's trying to make the game fun for everyone, as in like people that aren't super, but you normally just learn and get better.
Yeah. And it's difficult, I suppose, as well, because if you are it's tricky. I suppose if you're well down there and you aren't a very good player, it's not nice getting stomped. And look, I'm certainly not a great player. I think I'm pretty good, but I'm not great. And I get stomped 4-5-0 occasionally in a weekend league game. I just hold my hands up and say that guy's better. It's not a great experience, but thankfully for me, it doesn't happen all the time. But I guess if you're someone lower down the rungs and you were to get paired up with someone much better than you 5, 6, 7 games in a row, might that just discourage you from playing the game full stop? Might you just put it down and say, well, I'm never going to get good at this game, I can't get a winnable game, I'm not going to bother?
Yeah, it will. But I've been playing football games since I was like 8 years old or something like that, and I used to get hammered every time by my brothers. you just persevere. It's like anything in life. If you're not good at it and you want to get better, you persevere.
I agree.
If you're not that bothered, you just put the game down and, yeah, obviously you're not going to play it, but for a gaming company, that's probably not what you'd want to hear, is it?
Exactly, and that's exactly what I was going to say, is that EA will want that, they want to keep people on the hook. Even at the bottom, they don't want them to give up and swim off. They want them to be trying to climb up and believing that, I'm just one pack pull away from doing it.
I think the real simple scenario here, mate, is get the daily knockout cup back. So you can still go and play your rivals at whatever elo you're at, as high as you want to go. But if you want a little bit of fun, open matchmaking, daily knockout cup, anyone can choose then whether they want to enter it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do a pack per round win or anything, or it could literally be 10k coins if you win it. Like, who cares? It's just a point that it's open matchmaking.
Yeah. I think generally, EA have got it right this year. I've liked the fact that friendly modes have been mostly open. So things like icon swaps have been much less of a grind this year. Been much easier just to bash them out because it is open matchmaking. Whereas rivals, especially with the whole elite system, I think it's been a lot harder and a lot sweatier. Getting those 8 wins has felt like a real slog at times. And weekend league kind of falls into the middle. And playoffs, I think, is almost like friendlies. I tend, especially since they've made it easier to qualify for playoffs and the whole 10-game system. I think overall, the balance has been pretty good this year. But would you tweak anything for next?
No, I do agree with what you're saying. Just to be clear, the balance is actually probably the best it's actually been. Um, like I said, if you could just add a daily knockout cup or something, just to give people that option, so it's there every single night.
Yeah.
That would be my only complaint, because I've just played 2 games of Rivals now for the first time. Probably a couple of weeks I played Rivals, and it is just so boring and slow paced compared to Weekend League.
Yeah. That's it.
Even when you're playing a good player in Weekend League, like when you're high elo in Weekend League, they attack more than high elo players in Rivals.
Yeah.
There's just something to it, like, because it's a cup feeling rather than I can play for a draw in Rivals.
Well, that's it. I mean, especially because you've got your 20 games of Weekend League now. You've got your 10 games, up to 10 games of playoffs. And then you got various other objectives. And then so you get to Rivals and it's like, it just feels like, oh, it's a slog to get to 8 wins. And nobody really wants to play for the sake of it beyond those 8 wins. Because those 8 wins have probably taken most people at least, I don't know, 12 games, at least 12 games. Some people
12 to 15 games.
Exactly.
Maybe.
So there's immediately, if you add that to your playoffs and your Weekend League, that's immediately 45 games. And within a week, that's 7 games minimum on average a day, which is probably enough for some people. But just to round up this topic then, again, what gives you the overall satisfaction though? Is it nice just to, be led back in your chair in a nice relaxing way, cruising to a 5-0 win? Or do you actually sit there after you've beaten someone really good, say 3-2 in a scrappy game and go, I'm so glad, the old fist pump, I'm glad I've got over the line?
Nah, I'm a old school noob stomper, mate. So in every game, I like being amongst the best players, but then I like winning my games 5-6-0,
Right.
scoring some nice goals and stuff like that. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Do not blame you at all. And again, I think for as long as it's a one-on-one experience, I very much agree with you. I think it's slightly different in co-op, whereas I think I quite like a challenge with a mate of trying to beat the better teams. But when you're on your own, you just don't need that psychological pain. So yeah, I'm with you. Let's be a team noob stomp. So again, let us know how you feel at any point. Again, if you are a member of our Patreon, you get Discord access, and those listening on the Discord get access not only to the show live as we're recording it, but they get the audio recording early before this goes out on all of our other channels and in video version the next morning. So let us know in the Discord or tweet us at FootInReview. So, Tommy, it is now time to introduce the hit new game show. Move over Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, move over The Chase, move over Love Island, because it's time to play Rate That Rat. And no, we're not talking about Ben Yedder, who is pretty good.
Just to be clear, we did have to clarify that.
Just to be clear, we're not talking about the Rat King himself. No, so we're talking about Rate That Rat. So as a bit of fun, I thought myself and Tommy would sort of go through some of the typical ratty behaviours, or what people classify as ratty behaviours in FIFA, and sort of rate them and what really grinds our gears the most compared to what doesn't bother us as much. So I thought, Tommy, I'll bring up a particular behaviour, and then we'll say whether the next one is rattier or less ratty. So I'm going to start us off with people that quit at 0-0, which I think we can all agree, or quit even before kickoff. And I think we can all agree that that's pretty ratty, yeah?
Yep.
So, is it more or less ratty to then quit when you've just equalised, or if you're the person? So basically, when the score goes to 1-1 and someone quits, is that more ratty or less ratty?
More ratty.
I'm in agreement. More ratty, because you invested time into the game at this point. Then to quit is extra. Just a word I can't use on a family-friendly show.
77th minute rage quit.
Just. Yeah.
That's a special.
Okay, so is it then more or less ratty when you receive a message from someone you've just beaten?
Less ratty.
I think I'm with you there. I think I'd put that below the 0-0 as well.
Nah, that's in the middle for me.
Sandwich in the middle. Okay. What about when someone messages you when they've just beaten you? So, a taunting. I had one today. It was like, he just messaged me saying, "Lol, get better at FIFA." I was just like, "Cheers, thanks."
Yeah.
So is that more ratty or less ratty than people that message you when you've just beaten them?
Oh, it's way more right.
Okay, top of the rat so far.
It's just gloating, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
like, why? There's literally no need.
Well, speaking of gloating, then egregious celebrations like the whole dancing and shushing and stuff like that. Where does celebrating after a goal go? More or less ratty?
Oh, there's certain celebrations which are actually fine, like the short ones, which are quite cool, like sipping the teacup and stuff.
Oh, no, still ratty. Come on.
No. But if you're talking the full team dance, that's at the top for me.
Okay, new top of the rat.
Yeah.
So that's at the top, followed by people that message you when they win, followed by people that quit at 1-1, followed by people that message when they lose, followed by 0-0 quitters. Okay, more or less ratty when someone releases a hot new tactic and you're just playing it over and over and over again.
Ooh. That's definitely less rated than celebrations.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's probably less rated than all of them, to be fair.
Okay.
It's just a bit annoying, but yeah, it's what it is.
Okay, so that goes down to that's the least ratty.
So wait, where would you have that one?
I think I agree with you because I think also because it doesn't happen as much now, especially in this game. I think one of the successes of FIFA 22 has been that we haven't seen a particular formation dominate. Like in FIFA 20, it was everyone played 4-2-3-1. And then there was a time in FIFA 21 where everyone was playing three at the back. Whereas this year, it's been so many different formations. But in past, I would probably put it higher. But for this game, I would put it well down the rat list.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one, rubber banders.
Oh, well, it's definitely ratted in that because that was at the bottom. That's probably at the top for me.
Most ratty thing is rubber banding.
Because I play at the scenario, so you're beating someone 5-6-0 on a friendly, and you know they're playing just so they can get that one goal.
Yeah.
And let's say they somehow get a counter attack on 33rd minute, you're hammering it, you're beating them that badly, and then they score and just rubber band.
I agree, it's very ratty, but
in that scenario, that's
yes.
Bad. I think you should have left when you're like 2-0 down, really, 3-0 down most of the time.
Yeah, I agree, especially in friendlies where, often
it means nothing, does it? So,
but what I will say is often, whilst it's ratty and annoying, I can just go off, read my phone. I know I've got the win in the bag. I can do whatever objective I need to do and get as many goals as I want or need. So I would put it somewhere in the middle of that rat list, actually, for me, because whilst it's ratty, I'm still getting what I want. So it doesn't quite wind me up as much.
But just really winds me up.
I think it winds me up more, actually, if it's in something like Weekend League, or Rivals, where if someone's 4-0 down, they are literally only rubber banding to wind you up.
Well, or because they still think that you need to actually lose a game to drop elo.
True.
Which is like a myth, if we're going to call it that.
Okay, here's another one then. Similar to rubber banding, but someone that plays on past they've been absolutely hammered and well beaten.
If they're actually still trying to play, that's at the bottom for me. That's the least ratty thing going.
That's fair. Again, I would agree with you. It's pretty low down there.
Can be, obviously, like we said, friendlies, it can be annoying, but in an actual game, I've lost the other day 5-0 when I was when I had a really good weekend league to a good player, top player.
Yeah.
I still play because I think I was 3-0 down at half time, brought it back to 3-2, then I was 5-2 down or something like that, which really you should still quit 70 minutes in theory.
Yeah.
But I just actually was learning because I knew it was so much better than me.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're playing a game. And you're well within your right. If you've been well beaten, you can use those games to, practice things like a skill move or your time finishing, something like that. I think.
Well, you can also just work on your mentality because in real life football, if you get hammered by half time, you know the old saying, 0-0 at half time, second half, like, you might be 5-0 down, but if you win that second half 1-0, you do feel better about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, you've lost 5-1, but you've gone out and give a good account of yourself after that hammering in the first half.
Agreed.
So yeah, that's the least ratty thing for me.
Now, this one is one that hasn't been as much in recent months because they have patched it, but it still exists to an extent. People that customize stadiums or venues to make it difficult for you to see. So, talking green pitch lines, or were a big thing at the start of the game. And the one that still goes on now is people that play with, can't swear, shadows in their stadium. Yeah. Where does that rate on the rat list?
The rattiest.
Oh, we've got a new king rat. New king rat.
It shouldn't be allowed in a game.
Agreed.
I got in a game the other day and I just left because it's just my eyes cannot actually process. Like, it's like a strain on my eyes.
Yeah.
So why would I sit through that for a friendly mode or rivals or something? It's not. It should all just be you pick your own stadium in every game mode. Just keeps you stuck to that stadium, you know what I mean?
Do you remember last year when I think it was people were picking, there was like really difficult balls to see in FIFA 21? That was the worst.
Yeah, so it's just like, you only do that. There can't be a single person who does that because they enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just because they know that they can see that a lot better than other people.
Yeah, the only get out of rat clause that I will give those for the stadium pitch lines is it's a bit unfortunate that if you're a big Liverpool fan, Anfield has got horrific shadows, and you might be playing Anfield because you're a big Liverpool fan rather than you're just trying to be a rat, but it's the game that forces those shadows on you.
I was going to say, so it's the rattiest in my opinion, but also it's EA's fault.
Yes.
Because it's just put the simple setting, like I said.
Yeah, EA themselves maybe staking a claim to go on the rat list.
Well, no comment.
Any other behaviours or ratty things that I've missed on that list that we need to get into the ranking?
Right. Keep ball merchants off kickoff. So I'll put the example, they might have the ball for like 20 minutes around the back four midfield.
Ooh, that's pretty ratty.
They have one attack which you defend, and then you got to be able to score, and they leave. So you won the match, you got the win, but they've just realised that, they've just gone, nope, we're not playing this.
That goes into the rat midfield for me, somewhere between, I think it's more ratty than quitting at 0-0, and it's more ratty than people that use the same formations. But, and again, to me, it's a bit like the rubber banders because I've at least got what I want out of the game. I've still got the win.
Oh yeah, it just frustrates me because I would like to go on and actually hammer them because of the way they played in those 20 minutes.
Okay, on that note though, people that will play keep ball once they take the lead it could be from like 55, 60 minutes.
At that point, if it's 0-0, that's fair game, mate.
If you're playing keep ball for a third of the game, though, if they're in the lead.
Yeah, but let's go scenario based. Let's say you're going for like 18, 19 wins of FIFA, I don't know. And you know that you're playing another good player, and you've both had like 2 shots all game each. You might as well keep the ball at that point, take the win.
Agreed.
It is ratty behaviour, but I approve of it.
Okay, so that's low down the rat rankings for you. Trying to think if there's anything else I can think of in terms of rattiness.
Red card merchants.
See, I don't face them.
I've only faced a few this year, and when they actually know what they're doing, as in clean you out at the right time, win the game 1-0, is very frustrating.
Yeah, but is that not again part of the like keep ball? Is that like not just professional football, the old-fashioned take him off the team?
No, it is. It's just very annoying. Yeah, but no, I faced someone who was like yellow card on most players. Only the maximum amount of red cards you could have. Even at the last 5 minutes, it was a red card. 3-1-1 red card. Maybe I should get better free kicks and it wouldn't annoy me then. But
no, that is ratty. But again, for me, that's low down the rat list. So, okay, what are we giving the King of the Rat crown to then? What is the most ratty thing then? What do we decide?
Oh, wait, now I've got one more.
Okay.
Keep it short and sweet. When you've got a super stacked team on the menu and it says something like no FIFA points spent, but talking like your like EA Shea account. we've got good teams, but these mega teams.
Yes.
That there's no way you can actually get just by playing the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm on about.
Yeah, I 100%. And I've got one more as well. And I think this one might go to the top of my rat list. People that look like they're about to give you the free win and then kick it out and quit.
Woohoo! That's the top, I think.
Yeah. That is...
It's got to be, hasn't it? Because it's just like, it's evil.
He's literally doing it out of spite because it costs them nothing.
And they've already ran the ball back or give it back to the goalkeeper.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. So
it's spiteful, isn't it?
It's even worse than just quitting at 0-0 and just quitting in the menu or just pausing it straight away.
Yeah.
That is the
the king rat, I think.
Yeah, I think that gives that. We've rated that rat. And that rat is at the top. And look, for the people that say, people need to earn their wins. No. If that's the case, play the game against them or quit a 0-0. Because I occasionally get some very high wins weekend leagues, yeah?
Yeah. Which most people will never achieve, realistically. I also then, like last week, because I had a week off the game, I played is it the 11 wins where you get the 2 picks?
Yeah.
I think it's 11. I just gave the rest of my games away. Like, it costs you nothing.
I know. And I'm the same as you, although I don't get to such high win totals as you. But if ever I've got 2 or 3 games spare, I'll just go in, load up my silver team, just give them away. Because it literally costs me nothing.
But what you're saying about the mindset side of it, like when people are being spiteful, it's normally the better players. Because they're normally like, that person doesn't deserve a free win. Da-da-da. Yeah. If they want to achieve what I've got to, they need to do it like work hard or whatever. It's just nonsense. It's a video game. Make someone's day a bit better.
Agreed. And on that note, I think if I had a sound effect of cheering, a crown, a rat crown, we would give it to those players. The chief rattiest behaviour in our Rate the Rat is the players that look like they're about to give you a free win and then kick it out. So, non-congratulations to all of you out there. You are rats. Officially rated rats. Disclaimer, the views of myself and Tommy may not reflect those of the rest of Foot in Review. We'll let John, Nathan and all the rest of the guys. But for me and Tommy, you are top of the rat list. Right, that concludes Rate That Rat. It's time to move on to people that are most definitely not rats. They are the kings in my eyes. The questions from our Patreons. We are going to start with Homer, who says, in squad battles, it says it'll adjust your chemistry rating to match the opponents. I'm now finding it harder to play Legendary and Ultimate now that Team of the Season cards are here. So, for example, if I face a team on 40 chem full of tots, but they're all out of positions, what would your opinion be on how to cope with the handicapping? And he's talking about sort of with your team being a little bit nerfed as well. I've only got one answer to this, Tommy, but I'm interested if you've got any thoughts.
If you go first, because I'm just going to think about it, really. If you've already got an answer.
So my answer to Homer is just play on World Class. Just play on World Class and turn competitor mode on. I'm fairly sure competitor mode works at World Class, but I just don't think it's worth the extra aggro for the sake of, unless you are really gunning for top 200, it's just not worth it. The rewards are never that much better, and I just think at this stage of the season, just pick your opponents a bit more carefully and save yourself the aggro. I know that's not a great answer, but it's about the only one I can really give. Other than I have seen others speculate that actually you should start with your own chemistry down as well, because you can negate the chemistry defects better than the AI. But I very rarely play on Legendary, definitely never play on Ultimate. But that would be my one piece of advice, is I just wouldn't bother unless you really had to.
He's a braver man than me for playing on Legendary. I know that much. I only play on World Class, and I only play squad battles for the occasional objective player, but obviously icon swaps. So, like you said, unless you're not going for the top 200, I can't actually see any point of playing on Legendary. That'd be the most, like you said, that's the only answer I can give, really, because I don't think many of us actually play squad battles unless it's for objective or swaps, sadly. And I didn't actually know about all that dropping your chemistry and stuff, so that tells you how clueless I actually am on it.
Yeah. Agreed. And again, apologies, Homer, I haven't got a better solution than that. And the final question comes from the Footing Review Teddy Bear. It is Grandpapa Mac. It is Chris. He said, do you guys believe that changing your team, for example, new players and tactics, helps the game stay fresh and make you concentrate and therefore play better? For me, that's the beauty of TOTS, endless squad building options for not a lot of coin. So, Tommy, do you find it sort of more stimulating? Does it keep you more interested? I think I already know your answer for the amount you've changed your team this year, but do you find that when you've got 2 or 3 new players, you're sort of focused a bit more and you're paying more attention?
Yeah, on the interesting part of the game, it's 100% true. Try new players, change your team, blah, 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 you know. It's, I don't enjoy it more, though, because I actually like having a team, kind of like the players that I know how they play.
Yeah.
Because that's one less thing that you'll think about in game, man. Because you kind of, you know, when you learn what certain players can do or how they move. But 100% from the enjoyment side of things, yeah, change the players, swap everything out. Do some icon SBCs, even if they look fairly rubbish, like Van Persie did.
Yeah, I find tweaking my team helps me engage with menu content and things like that, and keeps me coming back and logging on to the companion app. But actually, in game, I'm a bit like you. And I said a show or 2 shows ago that I dropped R9 for Player of the Month Ronaldo, and something just wasn't clicking, and I just had to go back, admittedly, to a great player in mid R9, even if he's not the quickest anymore. But I'd got so familiar with how he moves and how he shoots that even if he wasn't as good as some other players, I just enjoyed playing with him more. And it's quite nice to have, you know, hundreds of games on certain players. So yeah, I like the occasional tweak, but overall I like having that sort of core 8 or 9, you know, for a good few months at a time.
Yeah, my team's set now anyway until silly season arrives. So yeah, I might do the bargain SBC like tonight, but
I was going to say, let's finish on that, because you, unlike myself and Chris and many others, have stayed true to the FOCA cause, the First Owners Club. I think you're going to get the medal for making it through the whole season. So what is your team looking like at the moment?
Been very lucky on my Reds to the fact that I've put Alphonso Davies in at SBC. So, and all the Premier League cards I had were actually all the top cards, apart from obviously your Mane and Salah. But my actual team is, I just did Van der Sar actually. So I've upgraded from Casillas, the SBC, to Van der Sar, which I got from swaps, and the amount of saves he makes compared to Casillas is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
My back 4, I've got 2 showdown fullbacks. So I've got Da Costa on one side and Emerson on the other. And they're both, I actually honestly think they're both 2 of the best. Well, I think Da Costa's the best right back in the game.
Agreed.
And Emerson is probably top 3 left backs in the game, looking at the stats.
And he might get an upgrade as well.
Yeah, and they were both really cheap. And I can get them both from 10 chem, so I'm not going to moan. Luckily, I got Red Marquinhos. I've just done Laurent Blanc, who is criminally underrated, actually, because his AI defending is just absolutely nuts. What's my midfield? If I went across as a 4-4-1-1 in game, would be Muller on one wing, Payet on the other, and in the centre midfield, I got Philip Lahm and Verratti.
How are you finding Verratti?
With a hawk on, he's outstanding. As in box to box. With a anchor or shadow as a defensive midfielder, it's just pretty average, really.
Interesting.
I think it's because I've got Philip Lahm, so obviously if you have 2, they are identical. Part of the shooting stat. So if you, max that, obviously Verratti's got the 99 aggression as well, so 99, 97 positioning with a hook, attacking position. He plays very similar to that 99 card he had last year, like movement-wise.
Oh, the buzzsaw, as I called him.
Yeah. And I got Rooney at centre forward and Harry Kane up front.
Harry Kane, for me, I'm so glad I did that SBC, because he has just been such a great all-rounder.
Insane, mate. It is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got player of the month Ronaldo on the bench. I could basically put one of them in on 10 chem for the striker. And Harry Kane's better than Ronaldo for me.
No, 100% agreed. What chem do you play on? Because I've just switched him to a hunter, and I find I'm getting more out of him as a hunter than with an engine.
I have him on engine, and I don't touch any player instructions at all on him.
He has got a fantastic positioning.
When they're with any of the cards, when they're like all plus 90s in like positioning, defensive awareness, and that you can leave even the fullbacks now. You can leave them balanced to an extent.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm quite enjoying that. I did do Dele Alli, a few other cards, but I put them recycle them back into SBCs as I always do. So that was quite expensive on that because I probably wasted a few coins.
Well, look, I would say as well, just as kind of a finale from me, is that if you've been hoarding onto cards and stuff like this, now is the time just to let loose, because we are in June, folks. And we have, at very best, sort of 12, 13 weeks of this game left. So if you've been holding on to that gold 83 Mendy, because you just might need him for icon swaps, now is the time to gamble to see if you can get something better. In my personal opinion, everyone is different, but I'm at the stage now where I was holding off going full send on these upgrades in Liga. Now I'm just like, everything's in, you're going in, you're going in. Anything under 84 is going in, because it's my last best chance to get Neymar and Mbappe, because the problem with this game has been, especially from a trading point of view and a pack pools point of view, and you've probably noticed it as well, Tommy, is that even if you pull in a lot of these team of season cards, there were so little straight away that getting up to those 5-6 million coin cards is just impossible.
Yeah, I've most weeks I've had the team of the week pack for tots, and every time I've had it, I've made not even 100k. I don't think.
Yeah.
I've had literally the 3 lowest cards you can get in every one. Oh, apart from the week I had Laporte actually. That was the only one I've made good coins on. But for that actual effort to go from the 11 wins onwards, it's not even worth it. Like 90% of the time.
Agreed.
And like you're saying, you're definitely not saving up and getting yourself even if 5 million, let alone I'm assuming there's a 15 million coin card on the market.
Oh, do you know what? I don't actually think there is now. I think the market is
was that last year? Sorry.
Yeah, there was a time last year when like moments Hullet, moments Ronaldo were 15 million and you had to snipe them. The highest price card at the moment on Xbox is Prime Moments R9. He's 8.3 million. And on PS, 10.5 million. So good luck getting him on PS. So that just about wraps up, Tommy. Anything else you'd like to bring up before we head off?
No, I was just going to ask you, are you doing all of the... I know you're a bit more strict for time, but I'm just struggling really to be motivated to do any of the objective players or anything.
No, done. Done with them now.
Yeah.
None of them get into my team, and if they're not going to get into my team, even the ones for tokens now, I'm just not bothering. I'm sorry, I'm not going to play 10 games with a Super League, Turkish Super League team at this point. Like we just mentioned, if you want to get decent rewards, you've got to play 40 odd games a week. And when we
it's just not viable, is it?
Yeah, especially when we play, it was better 6 months ago when at least that player was going to be really useful to get you an upgraded player. But even now, most of the SBCs they're releasing and icons they're releasing aren't going to make your team better. So why do you even really need to grind for the fodder? They're handing you out 90 rated cards left, right, and centre. So no, I'm not bothering. And again, I think literally if you enjoy it, by all means do it, but don't sweat over 1 or 2 tokens. And
the tokens now I'm just ignoring. But I was from my perspective, I was thinking about doing Maldini over a long time, but then I look at the stats and then like to Tots defender stats.
Maldini's a fraud. I'm saying it.
Yeah, but without that being said, though, once you put a chem style on a Tots card, it's the same as Maldini, if not better. So
there are only now
no reason to do the ejector players.
Yeah, there are only now probably 8 to 10 icon moments that you would want if they got released as an SBC. Your usual cast of characters, your Hullets, your Cruyff, Ronaldo,
Wayne Rooney.
Ronaldinho.
Wayne Rooney.
Well, he's already been out.
Wayne Rooney. Yeah, but I'm assuming everybody's got them in his club, in their clubs.
No, although I am actually tempted because, bit of a cult hero.
Can I just say, because I'm assuming we get people from EA listen to this, can you please give him 4-star skills next year? Would be really appreciated.
Agreed. I think
I use him anyway. As a Man United fan, that was one of my actual aims for the year, so I'm glad he came out nice and cheap. But
he deserves more. He's a former EA cover star as well, so they usually treat them better. But
they've got all of his movement and his passing animations, his shooting is as it should be, but just because the 3-star skills move is so limited on this game.
Yeah. Absolutely agreed. Right. That just about wraps it up. Again, a big thank you to all of our patrons. Patreon.com/FUT in review. Look, if you can spare, as I said, it starts from as low as €5, £5 a month. If you can spare that, we know times are tight, but it's very, very much appreciated. And we thank each and every one of the patrons, especially those Skybox holders we referenced earlier. And again, if you want to get better at this game, and not just this game, if you want to improve your general FIFA skill set going forward, footcoaching.com is the answer. Fantastic discounts available right now. And as we mentioned as well, another bonus. Look, if you are a member of our Patreon and, you get a discount, you then get the discount that we're applying to all of the packages at the moment. And then if you spend more than £100, you get an extra 15% off using the code REVIEW15. So if you're tempted to get coaching, join the Discord and you get triple discount. Can't say fairer than that. So, and look, if you've got any questions on the packages, John's more than happy to field questions again. Just send them into either @FUTInReview or @FUTCoaching on Twitter. And again, thank you to everyone who has taken the time to listen in. Thank you to all our subscribers at youtube.com/FUTInReview as well. Lots of custom tactics and various goodies going up there. John's 4231 wide has been a great success for me in the past few weeks, so highly recommend that one. And Tommy, where can people follow you on the World Wide Web?
At the moment, I'm just in the Discord under Tommy B.
I am at Wimby on Twitter. I'm at Wimby in the Discord. And again, we will return on Friday. It will be John and Ingvi for the Serie A team of the season and much, much more. But for me and Tommy, just one thing left to do.
Drop it.
We are going to drop it.